Miriam, you're going in for theater tomorrow. This is what I asked the nurse. I said, please go and ask the doctor if I can get terminated to go home, and while you're at it, please also ask them to give me a date for my operation. And let me tell you guys something. I initially wanted to do a VBAC because I first had C-section with my daughter. Now I was like, I'm going to try and see if I can, give birth by myself this time. But then with all this sickness, I'm exhausted. The belly is big. I can't do anything for myself. I was just like, why do I have to wait for contractions, honestly, just to go through hell and then come out going back to theater again to go and go through the knife. So I was like, just tell them to give me a date and tell them that I want a letter of termination so I can sign it and go home tomorrow. So in my mind I'm thinking they're gonna give me the paper, I am going to sign it, and then I'll be off home to go and pack everything and get ready for my day when they send me a date. That was a joke and a half, guys. Hey Miriam, the doctor granted you, they said they will be operating on you tomorrow. And in that moment I'm like, I was joking. Like, girl, I was just joking. I was not being serious about this whole thing. Please, just tell the doctor to forget about it. I'll wait for my contractions. I was not ready. But there's nothing I could do. I had to toughen it up, and I was panicking that whole time. I called my mom, I called everybody. I was telling them like, dude, I'm going into theater tomorrow. These people are not joking. They just brought the papers I just signed. They told me not to stop eating from 11 o'clock at night. I called my mom. She went to go pick up most of the things that I needed for the hospital and pack the babies. Actually, the baby's bag was already packed. My bag wasn't packed. I didn't have anything. Is it possible for me to drink water? Because I'm really hungry, and it's like almost 1 o'clock now, and nobody came through to say anything. So I'm wondering what is happening. So the nurse tells me that no, you're actually the last on the list for obvious reasons. They only have 3 people for theater today, but don't worry, they'll come and call you. So come 3 o'clock, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to take a nap now. I'm not even nervous anymore. I'm just annoyed at this point. Let me take a nap. So I'm closing my eyes, and the nurse comes. Miriam, hamukwaya? Yes. Get up, take off your clothes, take follow me outside. I'm like, okay. Damn, this is really happening. And I go outside, she puts me on a wheelchair, she wheels me to theater. We sit outside of theater for a while, we're waiting. I'm having a conversation with her because it was her birthday. And I remember asking her please do take pictures of my son when he comes out. I'd really like to have those pictures of the first pictures of him coming out the belly. And you guys, when I say these pictures, I mean those ones where you the baby's coming out and the person's taking a picture and all of that, because I have those for with my daughter. So I thought homegirl understood the assignment. I get in there, these people start suiting up, right, in this white stuff again. I really hate those things. They start suiting up in these white garments. I sit on the bed. Theater is really cold, and that theater is very, very different from the one at Tondangwa Private where I had my daughter. It was so cold. It's like a fridge in there, and it's so creepy. It's gray. It's so creepy. It's the real thing. It's really clean. It's just stuff over here. I think there were about 5 people, 3 doctors and 3 nurses. Now pay attention. So she tells me, hi, I'm Dr. What, I don't remember her name. I'm doctor, and this is my colleague, do you know the reason why you're here? And I said, yes. Do you know the reason why we are dressed the way we are dressed? Obvious reasons. And so they're like, okay, so now we are going to inject your spinal cord to just numb you from the waist down, and then you're going to lay down and we're going to start with the operation. normal things. So she tells me I must push my back out, and in that moment I'm thinking, I'm pregnant, I don't know how to do that, please show me. So she says, put your arm like this and the other one cross, and then just push your back out like this. So I did that. Huge injection in my back. I say lay down. Now mind you, my first pregnancy, my second pregnancy, I do not lay down on my back because I can't breathe. That's just how it is. In this pregnancy, I usually don't lay on my back because I already have breathing problems as it is. So I don't understand how I'm supposed to lay on my back. I'm like, okay, but it's not that bad. So I lay on my back, because normally it's supposed to take like 2-3 minutes, at least tops 5 minutes to kick in. This one took years to kick in. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, like, what is happening? They tell me, lift your leg. I lift my one leg and it's still going up. They tell me, lift your other leg. I'm lifting the other leg, it's still going up. Nothing is happening. So I'm wondering to myself, like, okay, is it working? They start looking at each other. They're like, oh, just give it a minute. It will be okay. It will work. And at this point, I'm like, hell no, something is wrong. So I'm like, I can't breathe. And she's telling me, oh, Miss Miriam, please just calm down. It's okay. Just calm down. I'm like, first of all, you don't tell somebody who can't breathe to calm down. It doesn't work like that. And they're telling me, no, calm down, just relax. I'm like, no, I cannot relax. So they take the oxygen thing, they put it on me. I can't feel anything. There's no oxygen coming out. And I'm telling them, like, I can't breathe. Please remove that thing off of me. I don't want your oxygen. Just take me back to my room. Just like stop everything. Like, I don't want any of it. Just stop. They take this huge thing that looks like a freaking bowl, clear one, put it on my nose. Can you please remove that thing? I already said I couldn't breathe from the previous one, so now you put a bigger one on me? These people are trying to kill me. They are definitely trying to kill me. She's like, no, calm down. And mind you, when you are in operation for whatever, I don't know, maybe for a baby, they like put your arms across like this and then they tie them down. So in my mind, I can't even, attack. Stay away from me, nothing. And I'm thinking, these people are going to kill me. This is how people die. I'm dead, I'm gone. No one's gonna see me. I'm never gonna be able to meet my son. It's over with. This is it. Here is the bundle of joy, guys. Say hi. Say hi, peeps. Mason, here. Say hi. Say hi. This is Mason, guys. So they keep pricking my toes and asking me if I can feel it still, until I start fading from my own body. As I'm fading, I can see myself from up here, from like the ceilings, and I'm laying down there and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, this is it. I'm gone, I'm dead, it's over. It's scary. It's scary. Even just thinking about it is crazy. So I start to feel I start to see my body down there, and I'm thinking, this is how people die. This is how people die. I start to pray. I remember praying so hard and asking God. I have a friend who passed, and I'm thinking, I'm praying and I'm saying to God, if I am dead, if I'm gone, if this is what you call death, then show me my friend, because I'm supposed to see people who are now with me. I remember just praying so much and saying that my time wasn't up, and asking who was going to be with my son if I died. Can he at least survive it? Can he at least meet his family members? Can he at least meet his dad, his grandmothers? Like, just let it not be that both of us to go. I was really terrified, because now the scenario was starting to change from me seeing myself from up there and everybody else working on me and moving. I couldn't even see what they were doing, but they were moving and working on me. So I start to fade away in this very dark room. And as I fade into that dark room, it's like just the room, right? And it's dark. I feel like I'm so big in that room, like I'm so huge, and everybody else, or their voices starts to fade so far away from me, and I'm the only one in the room that's so big, and I'm filling up the room, and I'm starting to feel like I'm being squished in that room. I don't even know what world I was in. It was just so scary, and I was in there just talking to myself like, oh, if people are even to read, at my funeral, what are they going to say that I did in this world? Like, what is it that they remember about me? Does anybody even know that I'm dying right now? There are doctors down there trying to help me get back to my life. I'm going to start talking to God. Something I've never like in my wildest dreams, I would never have imagined that that's something I would have gone through. I'm in there talking to God for hours. I feel like it's so many hours that are passing by. The way I can explain it best is, not that I've ever gotten high, but I feel like people that, have ever smoked and gotten really high would probably know what I'm talking about. Like, you feel so out of body, out of space, like you feel like you're in a different world. And it was not even in a nice way. When you're smoking, obviously you're supposed to feel joyous or whatever. So for me, it was the opposite. I kept praying and praying, thinking and trying to imagine how my son looks like. And mind you guys, when you are giving birth, like via C-section, you are in theater, you are supposed to be awake. And I'm noticing that the last time I was in theater, I was looking at the doctors and the nurses obviously working on me, but now I don't hear a cry, I don't hear anything. Like, my mind keeps going back and forth now. I don't even know where I am, what I'm at, what I'm doing. It was just scary. I feel like maybe 10 hours at this point have passed, and I'm thinking, so when people die, they stay in this one small place. But if I'm dead, then why isn't God showing me my friend, right? So meaning that I'm not dead, I'm just in a weird place, and I need to figure out how to get out of here. I continue to talk to God and thinking, at this point, there's nothing I can do physically to get out of this place. So now this is where, your faith is tested. I continue to talk to God. I continue to trust Him to get me out of it. I confessing my sins. I am telling God that I'm going to be a better person. And then suddenly, I hear my name being called. Miriam, Miriam, can you hear me? Miriam, wake up. I was like, okay, now I'm relieved. Someone's calling my name, but who? Who is calling my name? Is it my friend? Am I going back to the people who are operating? I open my eyes. It's the nurses and the doctors in the room. They're telling me they're done operating me. I need to roll off from the bed that I was laying on onto the next bed. You see those letters that they put up in the doctor's office to test your eyesight? I kept looking at that little picture on the wall, because in my mind I'm thinking, if I keep looking at that picture, I will not fade away. So they are trying to talk to me, and I'm like signing to them, like I can't talk, I can't answer you guys. So they're like, just nod your head or shake your head, and I'm like, okay. So they tell me to get on this little bed that they put next to the one where you get operated. Like, they tell you, we are going to count 1 to 3, You must roll. We are just going to push you, but you must try and roll yourself. And in my mind, I'm thinking, are you crazy? How am I supposed to roll myself? I am practically dead. My legs are not moving. And by the way, the anesthesia didn't kick in the beginning, right? But funny enough, it ended up working. Maybe 30 minutes later, I don't know. As they are wheeling me back to the room, I'm asking them like, where is my baby? Like, what gender is it? And like, no, it's a boy, very beautiful, healthy baby boy. We just took him to where we keep the babies just for further tests, but you will get him as soon as you're back in your room. Please bear with me, guys. Before I went into theater, there was a lady who had given birth the day before because they couldn't find the baby's heartbeat. So I saw what they did to her. I watched very closely. So they don't dress your baby, they just come drop your baby onto the bed and you're supposed to do everything yourself. When I get to my room, I look at the time. Mind you, when I went to theater, it was 3. I was in there for an hour. They got me from the room around 3. 3:30 maybe, going to 4 there, because the baby was born at 4:01 like PM, and then I got out only after 5 or something like that. My phone was blowing up with calls from my mom and my cousin, and obviously the father trying to get hold of me, because when I went in, I didn't tell the father, but I did mention it to my mom. So they were just trying to find out what's happening. So yeah, I picked up the phone, I let everybody know that I got a baby boy. My nurse finally sent me the pictures of the baby. I saw the pictures before he came like 30 minutes later. When I got to meet him for the first time, I'll insert a few pictures here, maybe a clip if I find any, of when they first gave him to me. We're going to close out the video right here, guys. I have to go put the baby to sleep. Please don't forget to share, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you can get notified for the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time.